Peace, 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 peace to the family. Peace to the family. Man, this thing's good. Hold on, let me see something real quick. Yeah, yeah, I want to check this. Okay. All right. Yeah, can y'all hear me? Is my volume good? Can you guys hear me? Let me know if you can hear me. Real good. For people coming in. I want to talk about this big meat situation because y'all know I did it streams. For years I was doing streams, and when I first came into YouTube, I did a stream called "It's Time to Tell the Youth the Truth." And when I come onto YouTube, starting with my George Making One channel. What's up, Dodge J? I always said I never wanted to lead with what I was doing out in the streets. I never showed pictures of old cars, women, none of that kind of stuff, because I didn't want to be known for that. I didn't want to be known for all the escapades that I did in the 90s, early 2000s here in the streets of Philadelphia, things I might have been arrested for. I wanted to go and create a new image for myself, and I'm gonna explain all this to you guys. And the reason why I really don't go live anymore, but the reason why I wanted to go live on this topic, because this topic is right in my wheelhouse. And what you see going on right now with the celebration of Meech coming home is one of the issues that I always spoke to. Now, some people will hear this and say, "Oh man, you hating on Big Meech, man, you just hating." And I'm like, no, I'm not hating on Big Meech. I'm gonna drop some science for you guys in like for 45 minutes, right? And I want you to understand that in our communities, a lot of things that we do within our culture, we do backwards. And the reason why I never led with the stuff that I was doing out in the streets, because I didn't want to build an audience where I'm celebrated for all the wrong reasons, right? Here I am, I'm an OG, right? Early 2000s, early 90s and stuff like that. I was a teenager into adulthood. I was outside when everybody was outside. When the blocks were still doing 40, 50,000 a day. I was there. I was out there, right? I come from that era. And the reason why I don't glorify that life, because, and I want y'all to look at me, when I say this. A lot of these brothers come home from jail and they're celebrated. But do you know in their celebration and the public celebrating them, there is a lot of people that in their quest or endeavor for money that was hurt. There's a lot of families that's been devastated by some of the things that we've done in the streets that we're trying to get away from. See, when you make right with God and you make your peace with God, there's young sons now that's 2021 who fathers ain't here no more. Maybe because some of the things that went on when some of us was out in the streets. So when we stop disrespecting the mercies of God and the Most High allow us to live, you shouldn't want to be celebrated. That life that we lived back then was nothing to be celebrated. Him and his brother took 30 years in prison because they was running a national across country drug enterprise, right? And those of you out there that want to celebrate this, I challenge you in your respective cities to go and look at some of the grassroots people that are doing things in the Black community to change lives, and you highlight them. You highlight the Black graduates of your city. These young kids, 18 to 25, that's graduating high school and college. You highlight them. You go find the grassroots nonprofits and you help them out. And you promote that. Because the OGs like me and my big brother and them, all these guys that's coming home, a lot of us don't want to be celebrated. We are ashamed of the destruction and carnage that we caused in our communities because we were young, dumb, and we didn't understand what we were doing. Until some of us had to go sit down. Some of us had to take a reflection of the things that we partook in. We couldn't understand the magnitude of what we were causing in our communities. Some of y'all like real N-word culture, bad B culture. It's highly celebrated. When we create stuff like Urban Nerds, none of y'all show up. None of y'all donate. None of y'all want to be a part of anything that's for the development of the mental of young black boys and girls. But you love the fact that Big Meech is coming home because he's a hood icon. Where in some of our cities, like Philadelphia, Detroit, Chicago, St. Louis, Milwaukee, Atlanta, New York City, Newark, New Jersey, Houston, murder rates is just off the chain. Black boys blowing each other away. And some of you will say, some of you guys will go as far to say, well, Big Meech and them ain't had nothing to do with that. Let me tell you guys something. Let me tell you youngins something, man. When you on that large scale and you moving work nationally across the country, you have your hands in a whole bunch of stuff. Because on that level, you got stick-up boys. You got all kinds of stuff going on behind the scenes. You ain't going to know everything because everything ain't for everybody. But I'm telling you right now, there's a lot of people. Hold on for a second, y'all. Wait a minute. Why is it doing it? Why didn't it come in? Hold on 1 second. Yeah, there we go. I'm telling y'all right now, there's a lot of people. There's a lot of people, right? Right here in the city of Philadelphia. They letting them, I'm gonna get into that in a second. They letting out a lot of brothers. Damn, a lot of brothers from the Junior Black Mafia that's been in jail since 1989 and 1990. A lot of these brothers are coming home, right? And I want you guys to know something. You know, I should start doing a little more live streams to bring back and start educating my people more on a lot of stuff. But I want y'all to know this, right? Since COVID, from 2000 to 2024, across America, how many young black men do you think has been incarcerated? From 16 to 25. How many young black boys to men from 16 to 25 has been incarcerated? Since COVID, murder rates in 2021, 22, murder rates has soared to all-time highs in cities across America. Philadelphia had over 600 homicides. You never saw that before. You had the city report of 571, the coroner's report of 624, and the coroner's report, and countless people that was missing. But this is the thing. If you had over 600 homicides in 2021, I'm going somewhere with this because I want to educate y'all on something. If you had over 600 and something homicides in Philadelphia in 2021, over 3,000 people shot, that 1 year, how many black boys you think was incarcerated? 16 to 25. I want y'all to think about that. If you had like 550 in 2020 and like 2,800 people shot, how many black boys in Philadelphia do you think was incarcerated? So they say that in 2020, it was over in Philadelphia, it was over 6,000 people incarcerated, right? Here in Philly. Now the number is down to 4,000, right? But they've replaced, the reason why they let a lot of these old timers out, these old gangsters, because they have replaced in the last 4 years, almost 2,800 young black boys. They got new bodies from 16 to 25 to set in them prison cells for the next lifetime. So now a lot of those OGs from the 80s, the early 90s, they're letting them out. So when you cheering when Big Meech is coming out in Detroit since 2020, how many black bodies have went into the Michigan prison systems? Y'all got to pay attention. Our people, we're deaf, dumb, and blind and out of our mind, man. We don't understand what's happening. So you celebrating the brother coming out after 20 years. But we just watched the push of drill coming out of COVID. And young brothers were slaughtering each other everywhere. What has been the incarceration rate in St. Louis? The city of Chicago, how many black bodies are being warehoused since 2020? Maybe 2019 to 2024. They're already being replaced. So when you see Tut coming out from Brooklyn, he has 6 life sentences. When you see him coming out in New York City, how many young black boys have they replaced them with? They're not doing no fair. What are you celebrating for? What are you guys celebrating for? A lot of times they say, well, George, you always angry, you always so serious. Well, life is serious. I'm in the saving lives business and what I do. Well, George, you sound like a hater, man. That man just did 20 years. Man, let me tell you something, man. A lot of us was caught up in the N-word traps and caught up in this web. And the man went away for 20 years. But the man should come home and just be quiet. They got that show, BMF. It's a nice little show, right? And to see to the lame brain, I'm gonna sound like a hater. But I want y'all to understand something because I love my people for real. I want y'all to understand something. What you're promoting to young black boys is I can sell this coke, I can go to jail, and man, I could be like Big Meech and his son. Man, listen, he was the biggest drug dealer in the history of Black America. They got movies and they got all this kind of stuff. They get a reward for that. Lil Meech's reward is his father being one of the biggest drug dealers in the history of America and the African American culture. The reward is his son gets to be a TV star. Well, it don't work like that for 99.9% of all of us in the communities that we come from. We die, go to jail for a very long time. Or we have family members die. Or we have family members that go to jail. Because when the feds come, they lock up everybody. They lock up your mama. They lock up your baby mama. They lock up everybody so that way you could take a deal and go to jail. You get your breaks on Broadway. But we celebrate, oh man, he's a real N-word. No. I'm asking the people that's watching me right now. And the cities that you come from, how many nonprofits have you visited? Where they're serving the African American community. And if you're visiting, how many nonprofits have you promoted? How many African American children graduated in your city in 2023 that you promoted? What about our HBCU graduates in our community that should be pushing our race forward? See, when you're a person like me that's seen death, that been behind them walls, I've seen a kilo of cocaine before. I know how to open it up and use the Pyrex and all that kind of stuff and put it out on the block. I've seen crackheads. I've seen homeboys' moms go from beautiful looking women as a kid to a crack whore. We call them street walkers, day walkers, walking the streets, selling her body. I've seen all the carnage. I've seen the dead bodies in the streets. Coming out to go to school as a kid, and you see bodies with white sheets over them with red stains on them. I've seen all of that. I've hid under cars coming out of school because the two dope boys is having a shootout, and you got to hide under a car or duck down on the bus. Broad daylight. Growing up in Philadelphia, I've experienced all of that. I've seen it all. How many of y'all celebrating this? How many of y'all can say y'all been in a crack house before? Not a trap house, a crack house, a real one. All this kind of stuff that we celebrate is debauchery. And it's destroying, it's decaying our communities. And I'm telling you that a lot of OGs, when they get out of the state prison or the feds, a lot of times, bro, they get married, they go get a job, and they tuck their head down and they get real quiet. Because one thing you learn when you behind that wall and everything slows down, and you can see everything now, and you can find out how you got caught up in the N-word trap. You can figure it out now, and you figure out that you've been lied to, you've been deceived, and you was actually hurting and killing your own people. And then you come home and everybody celebrate. Let me tell you something. 1995, I'm riding around in the SC400 coupe, deep dish hammers, 18-inch, at that time we had 17-inch Yokohamas. We riding around. What I put on it? We had the BMW wagon with the Kellner Sports on it. I was the man in the hood. I was a celebrity. We out there tearing the hood up, shootouts and selling drugs on the blocks, doing astronomical numbers at the time. People dying, all kinds of stuff. But in the hood, everybody loved you. You was a hood celebrity. Everybody loved you. But what about the mailman? And what about my father that got up and went to work every day? That was a proud man of taking care of his family. Nobody took them serious. Everybody liked the dope boy. And to this day, the dope boy coming home, and the dope boy holds precedent over the graduates of your city. The dope boy is celebrated more on these platforms than the black people that's running nonprofits in your city to save black children. Because I'm in black YouTube. I scan black YouTube every day. I don't see none of y'all promoting no grassroots black organizations. None of them. Nowhere. But you love Big Meech. Big Meech is an icon. Big Meech is a superstar. But then you be the first one to complain when a black boy gets shot by a cop. You be the first one to complain that, yo, we're being gentrified. And the first one to complain about, man, they being racist. But you're racist to your own people. You boycott your own people. The stuff that you're supposed to be supportive of, you're not. You've been dealing with unnormal situations so long that you normalize the dysfunction. You normalize it. So they letting out the brother Akbar pray. He in his 70s now. Hold on a second, man. He in his 70s now. He's been incarcerated since 1989. He was a big time dealer in the 70s and early 80s. Worth millions. If you ask him, do you think it was worth him being in jail for like 36 years? They've been letting out over the last 6 years so many of these big time. Larry Hoover's supposed to be home any day now. Larry Hoover been in jail since 1974. But I'm gonna tell you something. I guarantee you, if Larry Hoover comes home, if Larry Hoover's not going to want to be celebrated for what you guys want to celebrate him for, listen to me. Listen to the OG. Listen to what I'm telling you. I got to reverse the spell. I got to reverse the spell on a lot of our people. Listen to me. Well, he getting out. He getting out. I don't think Jeff Ford getting out, though, because of what Jeff Ford is in prison for. But let me tell y'all something. I want y'all to listen to me well. Listen to me. A lot of the OGs don't want to be celebrated when they come home. A lot of us are ashamed of the things that we did. It's not to be celebrated. What happens is, a lot of OGs come home from life sentences or long sentences, and they found social media and they found out that they can make money talking about some of the things of their past. And they say that they're not glorifying it. But if this video reached some of you OGs out there that did long stretches or gave back a life sentence, I want y'all to understand something when you on there talking. And y'all know what I'm talking about. A lot of you OGs. Right now, the youngins is listening to me, but I'm talking directly to y'all. And y'all can't tell me I don't know what I'm talking about because I'm from the block. Listen to me. When you get up there, matter of fact, I'll use myself. If I came on here and I start showing old pictures and start glorifying my past, there's a lot of people that's on the flip side of the glorification of my past. There are some people that in our quest to get money were hurt. There are children of those people are walking around now. There are families now that were devastated on both sides, maybe my side and their side. Why would I ever start a channel and come up and talk about things I did in 92, 93, maybe 1989 or 88? Why would I do that? Knowing the life that I survived through, the mere fact of me talking about it or celebrating it or giving it to the people opens up the door and opens up bad wounds for families that was affected by the things that we was doing back then when we were young, teenagers. Some things is just is good to be left alone and left quiet. So when these brothers come home, they're not to be celebrated. No. Congratulations, OG, and yeah, man, and I want to be. What you mean? What? No, you don't want to be like them. You don't. You don't want to go through 20 years in the box, in a cage. None of that stuff is to be celebrated. They're not icons and hood legends. No, they're not. We got to stop. I can come on here and tell a whole bunch of stories, a whole bunch of stuff. They say, oh, man, that's the OG. No, I want to be known for urban nerds. I want to be known for saving the lives of young black boys. I want to be known for being a married black man and raising children. I want to be known for that. I don't want y'all to know none of the stuff that I did in the past. I don't want y'all to know none of that stuff that I did back then because I have respect and compassion and I have shame for maybe some of the victims of things that may have occurred in the past because I've grown. And see, this is the thing. I want to highlight this because this is a teaching moment. I want to highlight this. Big Meech home. Big Meech can do interviews and get rich. That's a problem number one. Okay, watch this. The man did his time. Meech not telling nobody to idolize him. Meech don't have, and see, this is the part where we're slow. Our people are slow. And I don't mean it no disrespect. Hold on for a second. Meech don't have to tell nobody to idolize him. We have a culture that idolizes everything wrong. We have a culture that idolizes the debaucherous behavior of our community. We have a culture that normalizes it. We have a culture that's some of our culture. I don't know if you guys saw that video. Right. I don't know if you saw that video. If you guys out there watching me now, put a 1 in the chat. If you guys, hey Janice, put a 1 in the chat. If you guys saw the video floating around online where the guy killed the baby father yesterday. The girlfriend called her boyfriend and he came over and he unalived the baby father. Put a 1 in the chat real quick. If y'all saw this video, because I'm gonna show y'all something. I'm gonna show y'all. Put a 1 if you guys online saw that video that's floating around online of the girlfriend called the boyfriend and he came over and he unalived the baby father with the Draco. I want to see who saw that video. It's all over social media, right? And watch this. This is the problem that we have. I saw the video and I saw him unalive that man. But the second thing that was alarming was whoever that young man was that was videoing, he was laughing. And he was unwavered. He wasn't shaking. Janice, he was nothing. If you go back and watch the video, he was like, damn, he just killed that. Like, he just witnessed the murder. He wasn't shaking. He wasn't nothing. It was so normal to him. It was so normal to him. And me, as an OG now, I grew up in that era where that was, and that is hurtful to me because I know that a Big Meech, who was a known national drug dealer, can come home, do interviews, be revered in the black community, make millions of dollars. But how many of your fathers that went to work every day, bust his ass to take care of a family that was a real superhero, can go in the black, watch this, in the black community where they say black fathers aren't really readily available, an active black father, hold communities down, take care of children that's not his, do all kinds of things. How many of those black men can go do interviews and make $1 million? But the drug dealer can go make interviews and make $1 million and put his kids in movies. And y'all don't see, this is what I'm saying. Y'all got the spell on you. You don't even realize what you're doing. And see, a lot of y'all do a lot of talking, but y'all don't listen. Now, but see, this is the thing. You missing my point because you're talking too much. Be quiet and listen to another black man. Act like I'm white for a minute. Listen to what I'm saying. This ain't just about Meech. It's about our mentality. Listen to what I'm saying. You making it about Meech. I'm making it about our mentality and what we respond to, my brother. Listen to what I'm telling you. What we deem decent, what we put over. Because I'll ask you, Rashid, you online, show me the platforms that celebrate the black graduates from HBCUs. Show me the platforms that celebrate these grassroots organizations on the block in Chicago and Philadelphia helping the black community. Show me those platforms. Let me see you go to bat for those platforms. It's what we celebrate, what we deem decent. This is the problem. Like y'all minds is warped. Y'all complain about one thing, and then when we point it out, y'all make us the enemies and the haters. As if you're speaking as if I'm saying something wrong. Last time I checked, was Big Meech a national drug dealer? Was there? He may have not been charged with murders, but was there a lot of bad things that happened within the enterprise that he had going on? I mean, am I saying something wrong? I mean, somebody tell me if I'm saying something wrong. This is the mentality of our people. You'll come and talk as if I'm saying something wrong. I'm not wrong. And I'm a former street person. I'm telling you, that should be at our age, that should be something that we should be ashamed of. Damn, hold on, bro. Let me give you a wrench. Hold on, Rob. Hold on. There you go, brother Rob. I don't know. I didn't know why you ain't have a wrench, brother Rob. Yeah, there you go. Who else I got my people in there? But I need somebody to tell me last time I checked where I'm on. And the part that I'm trying to get you guys to really understand, that's what's going on, Rashid. That's what's up. All I'm saying, Rashid, is it's not about him. It's about our mentality and what we deem decent. A person like you, say, I'll use you, Rashid, because I'm not dissing you, my brother. He said, I'm not complaining, bro. I do my part. I coach football. I raise my children, and I live a clean life. That's all I can do. Guess what? A lot of these platforms in the black community will never praise you. They'll never praise you, but they'll praise the Big Meech. It's backwards. But then it'd be the same community that complain about we need active fathers. This is what I'm talking about. So a lot of brothers I know, when they come home, Brother Rob, they are ashamed of the life that they live. They're not on YouTube or these places. They go get married. They go coach football. They have some children, and they fall back from the limelight. A lot of them brothers embrace Islam. A lot of brothers come up under the Most High, and they start to get conviction from things that they lived through. See, because a lot of times, like I'm telling y'all, you think just selling bricks, you get to that level that everything is just cool, and no, there's a lot of other shit that come with that. There's a lot of other demons that you actually live with. There's a lot of other demons, and a lot of things that you might be might not be charged with. So that's all I'm saying. Like it's about the way we view things. And I'm asking, and I'm telling y'all this. I'm telling somebody said coke price is about to go up. Oh my God. I'm telling y'all this. If you in St. Louis, right? I got 42 people in here, right? The numbers fluctuate. Hey, if y'all want to support Urban Nerds, my nonprofit, pin to the top, y'all can donate to our PayPal. Y'all can donate to our PayPal or our Cash App up there. Y'all can donate to our Urban Nerds Foundation. My hardcore subscribers, y'all know how we get down what we do here on the streets in the city of Philadelphia, man. But I want the brothers to understand something. Since 2020, right? And why they letting all these black men out of prison right now, right? Maybe Boy George out of the Bronx might be next. He might be another one that's about to get out, right? A lot of the Philadelphia crews, the Junior Black Mafia, a lot of these guys is getting out. They might not let Aaron out, but a lot of these guys is getting out. You know, I'm in the city, so I'm not gonna say no names, but I know they just let a couple brothers already get out now. There's a lot of brothers that's trying to get out that's been incarcerated since 1990, right? These dudes now is in their late 50s and 60s, right? But here in the city of Philadelphia, they are replacing them. What he's now. No, he was in there for 20, honestly. This is the thing. I want y'all to understand something. They're being replaced. And everybody listen to me. Listen to what I'm telling you, because I know some of our people think, but a lot of our people don't think past go. I want y'all to understand something. The reason why they let these men out of prison, because they have, in the last 5 years, with the drill scene and a lot of stuff that's been going on in certain cities across America, they have enough black bodies to incarcerate and fill up the federal prison systems and move black bodies across the country again, across the state systems. I want y'all to understand something. Like I said before, when I first started, I want y'all watch this. D Chicago. I use Chicago and Philadelphia. D Chicago with my brother Rob from Chicago. Watch this. In 2021. Chicago had like 700, 800 something homicides, right? I want y'all to look at this, like 700 or 800 something homicides, over 3,000, something like 3,000 or 4,000 people shot in Chicago. Watch this, brother Rob. After COVID, from 2020 to 2024. So we're gonna go from 2020 to 2024. Watch this, brother Rob. In 2021 in Chicago, they had over 3,000 people shot. How many black bodies you think from 16 years old to 25 was incarcerated? Just in 2021. 16 to 25. How many was incarcerated in the city of Chicago? Just that 1 year. Now let's do Philadelphia. Now let's do New York City. Now let's do Detroit. Now let's do Miami. Now let's do Atlanta. Let's do Houston. Let's do Dallas. Let's do Fort Worth. Let's do LA. Let's do Oakland. Right? How many black bodies, 16 to 25, was incarcerated in that 1 year? That 1 year, 2021. Now let's do 2020, because murder spiked from 2020 to 2024. So you have 2020, 21, 22, 23. Murder spiked all across the country. But in cities like Memphis, 2022, 465 homicides, right? In 2022. Over 1,800 people shot in Memphis. How many black bodies was incarcerated in 2022 in the city of Memphis? Now, George, where are you going with this? Why? What are you talking about? So now when you celebrating the release of all these old prisoners, they're replacing them. For every one person they release, they're replacing them with 5 to 6 other black bodies, 16 to 25. The same thing they did in 1990 to 1994 is the same play they're doing now. It's happening right in front of your face, and y'all don't even see it. And this is one of the reasons why I don't go live and talk no more, because it's like, who am I talking to? Y'all don't listen. The incarceration rates spiked with young kids 16 to 25 from 2019 to now, all across America. I've done videos and I told you that they had cameras everywhere. These cameras were set up for the next 5 years through gentrification to make the murder rates go up, to make them drop. Now, so from 2019 here in Philadelphia, the murder rate skyrocketed. Now, do y'all know in Philadelphia right now, in 2024, we have the fastest dip in homicides in America right now, Philadelphia. The fastest dip. Let me see. Hold on. Watch this. I'm going to show y'all something. What they how this thing work. Look at the. I'm trying to see this, right? I'm gonna share my screen real quick. I want y'all to see this, right? This is not the coroner's report. This is like the police report, but it's really more than this. When you go to the coroner's report show everything. So as of October 17th, right? Right now we had 206 homicides, right? Last year, I want y'all to look at last year around this time. We was at 346 homicides, right? In 2020, it says we had 499 homicides, but the coroner's report said that we had 547 homicides. 2021, we had 562 homicides. The coroner's report said we had 624 homicides, right? Then 2022, we had 516 homicides, but the coroner's report said we had 578 homicides. Last year, it dipped to 410, so it's been dipping now. But coming out of COVID, homicides exploded, right? So now, what I'm saying to you guys is, when the homicides exploded and they're letting these people out of prison, they replaced them, Janice, in these cities like Milwaukee, St. Louis, with multiple bodies of young black boys. But ain't nobody talking about that, though. See, because my brother Rob ain't no way you can have 600 homicides in the city and 85% of them are African-American men and boys, and you don't have no high incarceration rate for that year. But y'all, Big Meech coming home. We got bigger fish to fry. Why they letting these old timers out? They throwing in 10 more. That's all I'm saying. I'm not hating. Listen, I'm happy that the brother's coming home. I know people jump in and the numbers jump up and they jump down because I'm not talking what you want me to talk. I know where the mindset of our people is, man. They just let Gerald Prince Miller out from the Supreme Team in the 80s up in New York City. Did 36 years. He had 6 life sentences. They just let him out. During the time that these guys was going to prison, they were saying that these dudes was, wait a minute. Oh, shit. Oh. They were saying that, wait a minute. Hold on a second, y'all. I'll get to it. They were saying that these dudes were super notorious. And I'm gonna say another thing too that a lot of people, Listen, we know what's allegations of they say Big Meech supposed to have been doing some telling and all that kind of stuff. And I know we're in the era now where y'all don't care nothing about that. A person could be a person that told or whatever. We're in a just different world. Yes, yes, brother Rob. And this is what I'm trying to tell our people, brother Rob. I'm trying to tell them that you take a city like Chicago has 1 million more people than Philadelphia. We got like 1.8. Chicago got like 2.8, right? And if we had in 2021 600 homicides, by the coroner's report, Chicago had like 800 homicides. How many black boys was arrested and sent upstate to Illinois correction facilities just in 2021? How many black boys? So if they let Larry Hoover out or a couple OGs from the 80s, right? They already replaced their beds. I would like to see a lot of you large platforms talk about that. Talk about that. Stop calling Big Meech a hood legend and icon. Brothers from the streets that live those lives are not hood legends. They're not. How come you know more about Big Meech, right? You know more about Big Meech, but you know nothing about Octavius Cato. You know nothing about Henry Highland Garnett. You know, I mean, just black men. How many of y'all know who A. Philip Randolph was? But you know Big Meech. You know Big Meech. How many of y'all know who Benjamin Hooks was? I mean, just so many black men that stood on the front line. Y'all have no clue or no knowledge of these men. Their legacies is in vain because you failed to recognize, but you love Big Meech. I bet you when Big Meech was in jail, he was reading the books. He was studying who Dr. Amos Wilson was. I bet you Big Meech know who Dr. John Henry Clark is. I bet you Big Meech was in jail reading books and studying and passing the time. I bet you Big Meech know these people. I bet you Big Meech know who Dr. Claude Anderson is. But you don't. So my biggest issue ain't just with Big Meech. It's the mentality of my people. It's the thought process of my people. That's why at the end of all my videos, I say I love my people more than they hate themselves. And I pray to the universal creator most high that these words was enough to inspire you. These words enough to make you look at yourself in the mirror and make change. These words enough to make you look at your children and know you have to make change. When I came here, I came here to drop information. And when you leave here greater than what you was before you came. I say this at the end of all of my videos. Because I understand who I'm talking to. I understand. I'm from the block. I'm from the community. Brother Rob, when you in the community, I bet you he know who Dr. Lily Fuller is. I bet you he know who Dr. Benjo Cannon is. And, man, J.A. Rogers and so Edward Scobie and so many people that was on the front line for our people. Sekou Odinga, Matuma Shakur. All of our freedom fighters and great rebels whose memory has been erased, whose legacy has been erased. It's dried up like raindrops on the window pane. Young black boys don't know who they are. They don't know them. Fred Hampton. How many young brothers even know, even studied the story of Fred Hampton? Huh? But you know Big Meech. This is the problem I have. I'm going to say something else. I'm going to say something else to a lot of you young guys out there that's controversial. But I'm going to give you some game because I'm not hating. You might love Big Meech, and that's fair game. But let me say this to you guys. Let me say this. You don't sell kilos of cocaine on that level in metrotons across the country, and the FBI and the CIA and Homeland Security don't know who you are. You don't get to that level of drug dealing and you don't give up statements. Don't ever listen to the big homie. I'm talking to you as a father. I'm talking to you as an uncle, as a mentor. You do not get to that level and you don't do no talking. And you only get 30 years. And your brother get out in 15 and you get out in 20. No. You don't get hit with a CCE, a RICO and CCE, and then you come home in 20 years. No, it don't work like that. That's not the way it works, y'all. Nowhere. They just let Akbar pray out after 36 years. They let what's the brother? He came home a couple years ago. He had Guy Fisher. These brothers was in jail forever. They don't know. When you get hit with those superseding charges, was it like a supersede and all that? No. And then you're promoting that you're selling 2,500 keys a month across country, and you take a deal for 30 years, and your brother get out in 15 because of the so-called COVID, and you get out in 20. Who you think you're talking to? Who you think you're talking to? You told that to who? Show me. I need somebody to show me the person that was indicted on a large scale like that of selling drugs, not even the mafia. Show me the person that gets out in 20 years. I really like, I'm very interested. Now, we know that there's allegations and speculations of him telling. And him getting, I think it was a guy from St. Louis or something, locked up. But I'm telling you guys, I'm telling you guys, you don't get to that level of selling the drugs. Do y'all understand how much cocaine, 2,500 keys of cocaine is a month? And he said that this guy had a run from he had like a 10-year run. And he gets to the feds and he don't do no telling. And they get out. Show me. I mean, I'm here in Philadelphia, right? All the kingpins that was moving 1,000 or 1,500 keys a month, they went away when I was a kid. They still away. They still away. They ain't never come back. So show me. Hold on one second, y'all. Hold on one second. My bell just rung. Come on, give me a hug. Give me a hug. What's wrong? What's wrong? Say hi. All right, get out of here. My grandbaby. Ain't nothing in there. Yeah, well, show me my grandbaby, one of my grandchildren. Show me in the cities you come from, LA, they put Waterhead Bowe away in Los Angeles. He was away forever. Ever. They gave him a life sentence. He home now. Freeway Rick. These guys, they didn't get out in no compassionate release. What are we talking about here? This whole thing is a stage and is a joke. These guys were putting up billboards and broadcasting, being drug dealers, riding around in fast cars, banging the baddest bees that you can see. They was promoting being drug dealers. Everybody, me here in Philadelphia, knew who they were. Wherever they was promoting this. And remember, they was promoting it at a time when all the laws was already set in place. Joe Biden had already laid the laws down with the 82, 86, 88, 94 crime bills. The laws was already on the books. A lot of the OGs, when I was a kid that went away, they didn't have all those laws set right. That's why a lot of them was given time back, because they was over sentenced. When you go back to the 80s, 89, 88, a lot of those brothers that was sentenced gave time back because they was over sentenced. So now they coming home. These guys got sentenced in 2005. And the one brother, they was supposed to be selling 2,500 kilos of cocaine, came home in 15 years. Who the hell you think you talking to? You can't tell that to older guys, man. We ain't trying to hear that, man. We already know how the game go. You made a deal. So I'm telling you guys, if you guys, we got 62 people in here. If you guys want to support our foundation, Urban Nerds, our Urban Nerds Foundation, you guys can go. It's pinned at the top. Y'all can support through PayPal or our Cash App. You can support our move. You guys can support our movement, man. We out here moving. Getting stuff done. Hold on one second, right? I need to know. I need to know. Wait a minute. Hold on. Pulling up something real quick. You guys, it's not just Meech that's the problem, because Meech is a part of a greater problem within our communities. Big Meech is big. I'm not just going to scapegoat him, because there's so many black men across America that got caught up in those N-word traps. So many black men in America, in Texas, Florida, California. A lot of black men from the Midwest and the East Coast was going out west to get work and use trucks, tractor trailers, to bring them back over all kinds of ways. Even some brothers even had dealt with people with submarines. When you get to that level, those brothers that went away, they ain't come back yet. They've been going a long time, man. I'm growing gray hair and everything. When they went in, I was like 19. They've been going a long time. Wait a minute. Yeah, they was okay. Let me see. You see, Rob said those are my heroes. We gotta hold on. I'm gonna show y'all something. I'm gonna show y'all something real quick. I got like hold on for a second. Hold on for a second. I want y'all to see something real quick. Um, hold on, y'all. I want y'all to see this. I want y'all to see this picture real quick. Damn, man, where is it? Oh, here it go, right here. Let me send this to myself. I want to show y'all before we get ready to break out. All right, email it to myself. Yeah, so y'all just gotta understand. We have to start celebrating. We got to get back to celebrating the things the proper things in our communities that we should celebrate. I'm challenging my community. I'm challenging the grassroots, these YouTube channels to celebrate and highlight the black nonprofits in your community that's working with people. Highlight these black graduates. Highlight people that's doing positive stuff. I'm challenging you guys. Hold on. Watch this, right? Watch this. The 53 people in here. So when we say donate or support, we say support because my brother told me that Big Meech can come home and do interviews and make $1 million and don't have to do nothing when he's known for being a drug dealer. But brothers like us on the ground, really working with kids, right? We can't get a dime. We got to go to the white man and beg for money. We got to work our ass off to raise money within the communities to save the lives of black boys. Y'all not gonna support or help. No. But you celebrate Big Meech though. This is the problem. And like I said, it's not hate to Big Meech. Big Meech is no different than a lot of brothers that did certain things. It's the mentality of our communities. We complain about certain things, so when black people put things together to make things work and make things happen, y'all ignore it. But Big Meech can come home and make a million. Big Meech can go write a book, Brother Rob, and make millions of dollars. He can put his brother, he can put his son in movies and everything. But then here in Philadelphia, when I show you all these murders, and in Chicago, right? I'm sure it's black brothers like Brother Rob and brothers on the ground. They need support. They need help. Brother Rob need help. Right? Let me see. Look, so y'all don't think that we be on here bullshit, BSing around, right? Hold on. Let me see. Check this out, right? This is us in Washington, D.C. this summer when I had the kids at the Air and Space Museum, right? Can I come out and get support from the people? And can we move urban nerds into different cities across America? Can we do that? Can we get these platforms, these big platforms, black platforms to support urban nerds? Or do I got to go get some kilos? You know what, Rob? I think we got to go get some kilos of cocaine and we got to sell it to the black community. Then we got to go to jail and we come home. The black community give us anything we want. That's what we got to do. Because that's what you telling young black boys. That's what you telling young black boys. When we come home, we're going to be celebrated. Yeah, Brother Rob, I hear you. Like you said, you one man army, and you shouldn't have to be. The thing is, the whole gist of my stream today was you shouldn't have to be a one-man army in a community of your peers, in a community of your people. Right? My brother Rob said that he's a one-man army. He's an army of one, and you shouldn't have to be. You know how hard it is to be an army of one in Chicago? You shouldn't have to be. You should be celebrated by your people, man. That's all I'm saying. We want to urban nerds in Chicago. I want an urban nerds chapter in Chicago with Brother Rob running it. We should be able to come to our own people and get it. Can I go write a book and make $1 million based off of positivity of the community? That's all I'm saying. I agree, Jay the Informant. And like I said, this stream is not to diss. I'm not dissing Big Meech. I'm not dissing Big Meech at all, because a lot of us partook in what Big Meech was doing. What I'm doing is dissing the mindset of the community. Big Meech just did 20 years. He want to come home, right? But the people we call legends, and I'm gonna say it again before I get out of here. Young brothers out there, do not celebrate us OGs for the exploits of what we did in the past. A lot of us are ashamed of that. I'm ashamed of the things that I was doing back in the day, of the pain and carnage that I was bringing to my people, or brothers I considered an op, and we was going back and forth at each other. I'm not proud of that. I don't hold my head high to that stuff, those N-word traps that we was caught in. I have shame when it comes to that. Things that we thought was decent, we found out that it wasn't decent. It wasn't cool. There's accountability that comes with that. And what about the families of the flip side? What about the children of some of those brothers, or the mamas, or the wives? So I'm telling you, for the 48 people watching me, listen to what the big homie telling you. The reason why we should never glorify that kind of stuff of the past, because you open up old wounds of family members and people that was hurt by that. When what's the guy from New York? What's the guys from New York, y'all? That he got killed, right? He just got murdered. Damn, what's the boys from Harlem they always talking about doing the movies on Rich Porter and Alpo. When Alpo got out of prison, and Alpo went to the site where he dropped Rich Porter's body off, he opened up a lot of old wounds of loved ones and people, and a lot of people that he murdered, that he was responsible for unaliving. When he started telling that story, a lot of people is carrying a lot of pain from the past. This is the part where y'all are so desensitized. Y'all don't realize. That's why I asked y'all who saw that image yesterday of that baby father of the boyfriend unaliving the baby father with that Draco. When you listen to the young boy that was holding the phone videoing, not one time did he sound shaken. Not one time did he attempt to run. He was so desensitized and normalized that dysfunction. It was alarming to me. It was alarming to me because it kind of reminded me of the way we saw things in the past. And I'm telling you, I'm giving y'all some OG wisdom. Y'all say that the OGs don't be around. Listen to what I'm telling you. A lot of these old timers come home from jail and start YouTube channels, and they say they're not glorifying their past, but they are, because a lot of these young people only watch you because they see you as an OG legend, a real N-word, a real G. That's the only reason why they follow you. Because if you came home from a life sentence and you started an all positive channel, they wouldn't watch you. They only watch you because you give them the exploits of your past. And when you're talking about the stuff of your past, you're bringing up old wounds of people that was hurt in your wake. You're digging up the grave. A lot of that stuff should be buried in the past. So when you start talking about the kilos you sold, the block you held down, just think about it. If you say, well, I used to run Marshall Street, and Marshall Street was doing 40,000 a day. But in 1991, there was a shootout on the back block of Marshall Street, and 2 people died. But when you start talking about Marshall Street, you bring all that stuff back up. What about the children, the grandchildren, the family members of people? You have no consideration for them? You have no consideration for the fact that God allowed you to live and survive these things. So now we stop disrespecting the mercies of God, and I don't come online, and I don't show pictures of old girls and cars and stuff like that. Because I thank the Most High every day for allowing me to survive. One of my best friends died right in my arms. Got shot 11 times right in front of my face. Took his last breath in my arms. One of my children was shot that night. I come from that. I watched one of my friends die. Another one of my friends take his last breath and die because we had to hide under a car because there was a major shootout. And we all hit, it was so normal for us having to hit the ground. We all hit the ground, got up, laughed like them niggas was just shooting. And we got up. We seen everybody but Michael. We looked down. Michael was on the ground, coughing up blood out of his mouth, holding his chest. Yeah. I'm just saying. Yeah, we walk with PTSD. I went into a crack house 1989 and saw my friends Jermaine, mom, and they're getting her back beat out by 3 different young boys for some crack. But I remember 3 years prior, she was one of the most beautiful women in the communities. I was a kid. I went there and I saw that. I heard a woman getting banged and I heard making noise. I went and looked in the room and I saw her. I ran out the room and walked down the hall. She came running down the hall, begging me not to tell nobody. Now, how does a 14-year-old boy process that? You think that's normal? You think that's normal for a 14-year-old boy to walk into a crack house in 1989 and hear your homie's mom getting her brains banged out by a bunch of active young men tearing her ass up for some crack? And here at my age now, I still remember it like it was yesterday. So when we get online, and we start exploiting the past and talking about the past, yeah, the cars was good, the girls was good, but what about the other side? What about when niggas ran in my house and tied up my 3 of my sisters and my auntie? What about that? May 15th, 1997. How about that? How about they used a girl to knock on the door and they went in there with AK-47s and tied the whole family up looking for money because of me? How about that? By the grace of the Most High, they did not unalive nobody. How about that? But we like to come on and tell, oh, yeah, man, I was the man. Yeah, I was the real nigga. No. I'm ashamed. I'm embarrassed by that. That's not nothing that we should celebrate. So Big Meech shouldn't be somebody that you celebrate. Because for every good time that I had, there was a lot of bad times. A lot of bad times. A lot of bad times. A lot of people got killed, man. A lot. A whole lot. Funerals processions shot up. I'm talking about having a funeral and going to a burial and brothers pulling up in vans on the side of cars and spraying the cars. 1990s Philadelphia. But see, when these OGs come home and they get these YouTube channels and they start, y'all see these channels popping up everywhere. They shouldn't do it. That's all I'm saying. Knowing what we survived and what we've been through, some things is just best unsaid, man. Out of respect of the dead and the family members who are still suffering. Some things is just best unsaid. So I'm telling you, with Big Meech coming home, they say, well, he was never charged with no homicides. He don't have to be charged with homicides. If you running a criminal enterprise, moving 2,000 to 2,500 keys a month across the country, it's a whole lot of stuff, bad stuff that go on. A whole lot. There's a lot of stories that go on with them that y'all never know about. Big Meech know about them. Terry know about them. You don't get to that level without having problems. It don't work that way. It's not the way it works. So all I'm telling people is I'm an hour in. All I'm telling the family is, and I don't go live much. Only thing hold on real quick. I'm gonna do this real fast, y'all. Watch this. Check this out. Check this out. I want y'all to see this. I want y'all to see this. Stay put. Don't nobody go nowhere. I want y'all to see. I want to show y'all something. I want y'all to see this. I had to send this email to myself real quick. I want to show y'all something before we get out of here. I want y'all to see. I want y'all to see what we do, right? And I hope that I hope that when Meech come home, maybe he can get this stuff going too, because we gotta give back to the community in a way where we can start changing. Hold on. I want y'all to check this out. We got to get back to the community where we can start changing the mindset and the thought process. The thought processes of our babies, right? So I go from doing the things that I did in the 90s to taking the children to the museums in DC and teaching them their history and letting them know who our real superheroes was. Why we should have. So, I have them from 10 to 25. I have them all over, right? And we're working with the babies. We're doing our part, right? Hold on. Let's see. Let me bring this one up. I can't. So when we get up here and we talk, a lot of us get up here and we talk passionately. The reason why we talk passionately, because we actually care about the children. We actually doing the work, trying to do the work to save lives, like for real. Here we go. It's sometimes it's a thankless job, but it's not hating on Big Meech. It's just working to change the mindset. It's working to change the mindset of a lot of our children in the way that they think. A lot of our what we deem some of the things that we deem. Hold on, I'm gonna show y'all one more picture. Everybody stay put out, because I see people. The thing is, when we start showing black positivity, Why I want y'all to watch the numbers. Watch how the numbers dip instead of going up. I'm showing something black productive stuff, right? And I want y'all to see this, right? I want y'all to see how we moving, right? Hold on for a second. While I got y'all here, I want y'all to see this. Let's see if people sit still. Let's see if people sit still and see us, and so they can see what we're doing, right? So check this out, right? In the community. Hold on, one more thing before we break out. Send this to myself real quick. I want y'all to check this out because it's important. It's important that we have these type of conversations because, like I said, it's not about. Wait a minute. I'll wait for the email to come through. It's not about hating. It's not about hating Big Meech. Oh, here we go. Yeah, good. They just came through. So check this out. Let's upload this. Let's download this. Now watch this, y'all. Check this out, y'all. So I gotta go here, right? And I've had some people call me a coon and a sellout, right? For going here and doing. This is the Philadelphia's sixth biggest city in the country. This is Philadelphia District Attorney Larry Krasner, right? This is my partner Marvin. This is my son, right? We go here. We go here and we do business and get the money from them. Because when we come to our people, y'all love Big Meech, but y'all don't love us. Y'all don't love us. You know what y'all tell us? Oh, you doing what you're supposed to do. Yeah, we are, but we need your support as well. Y'all just check the numbers. Y'all watch how they dip when we show this. Michelle, hold on. Check this out. Hold on. Right? This is us with Police Commissioner Kevin Bethel. Right? We have events. They show up. We have events. They show up. And I'm going to tell you why they show up. Watch this. Hold on. One last one. I'm going to explain to you why they show up when we do stuff. I'm going to explain how that gets done. Right? This is Mayor Cheryl Parker, the Philadelphia's mayor. This is urban area. It was hot as hell that day. That's Larry Krasner, right? Now you get a brother that's from the streets that's been locked up for all kinds of stuff, sold all kinds of drugs, did all kinds of stuff. But then you change your life and you go to people and then they see that you're sincere in changing your life. And they come and they want to help. They want to be a part of what you're doing. And we in the business of saving young boys' lives. So again, I asked the question, Big Meech is coming home, but since 2020, how many black boys 16 to 25 have been incarcerated in cities across America? That's what I want the platforms to start talking about now. How many black boys have been incarcerated while they letting these OGs out? Huh? How many of y'all out there, how many of you guys out there right now in your platforms is highlighting grassroots organizations working to save the lives of black children in black communities across America? How many of you are using your platforms? Huh? How many of y'all have highlighted black grassroots platforms? The black grassroots. How many? You love Meech, but do you love your brothers and sisters that you see every day in the communities working on a shoestring budget to save children? And you got the platforms that maybe they can that can maybe get them money in, and you ain't doing nothing, but you love Big Meech. I want to change that mentality. Because I guarantee you, when Big Meech was home, I mean, when Big Meech come home, he'll probably tell you guys to go over there and support them brothers. He's been in jail behind that wall for 20 years. I'm sure he understands what's going on and what's at stake here. Right? So what I'm gonna do, we're gonna get ready to get up out of here, man. I want to thank you guys for coming in and listening to what I had to say. I don't usually go live. I haven't went live in some time now. But I wanted to go live on this topic because I've been covering this kind of topic for some time now. And, you know, I just want to say, I ended here with, remember, I love my people more than they hate themselves. And I pray to the universal creator most high that these words are enough to inspire you. These words are enough to make you look at yourself in the mirror and make change. These words enough to make you look at your children and know you have to make change. I hope that when you came here for information, and when you leave here greater than what you was before you came. You leave here edified. I hope that you share this information on all the social media mechanisms that we use to get the message across. You have this conversation at the water cooler, pillow talking with your wife, walking down the street with the homies, walking your dog, sitting at the dinner table with the family, at the gym, maybe at the job with your girlfriends, or whatever it is that you're doing. It's time that we start having a conversation that's moving the race forward and elevating our consciousness of our minds. It's time that we start having a conversation of wanting to do better and doing better. It's time that we start having a conversation of being sick and tired of being sick and tired. And we want to change the mindset of our children. So we use words to change the way that they think. If you can change the way that they think, you can change the way that they see themselves. If you can change the way that they see themselves, you can change their outcomes. So we say nerves over niggas. We say urban nerves, not urban shooters. We use words to make them believe and understand that they are not what society said that they are. You are not a nigga. You are greater than that. You are greater than what you can even imagine. And when we get our children, the greatest trick is to get our children to believe that they're not N-words. And once we get them to believe that they're not N-words, we can re-download them with the information that will make them become the best versions of themselves. And when we get to that point, Brother Rob, all bets is off. Remember, I love y'all. Till the next time. Peace.